go into user presets. This is the sequence 2 from the video that I posted of OPSIX does the sickest FM sequences. This is the patch without it playing. You can hear there's some LFO movement in the sound, a little bit of randomness. I'll go ahead and turn down. We just have the standard number 1 algorithm, so there's mainly the 2 voices. I'm going to turn down the second row so you just hear the first row. And we'll turn down the modulator for that. So that's just hearing the first operator, and I'm going to go ahead and turn off all the modulation we have going on, which is mostly for the second side of the algorithm. And here we go. So this is the filter cutoff is affecting the whole sound. So you can hear the first operator with the filter going in and out. We'll turn that off, and here's just the raw sound. So there's filter on it, but it's not moving. And then we'll turn up this second, so you can hear the modulator affecting it. And then on the other side, this is usually moving around a little bit. This sound is a fixed oscillator with these tonal sounds affecting it or modulating it, while this other side plays different notes but has a fixed modulator. Alright, so we'll go back. We're going to turn back on the sound. We're going to turn on the LFOs. This is in the virtual patch. So go to... Okay, so we're going to play the sequence while I turn on the modulation. So this is just hearing the carrier 3. It's kind of messing with the attack time. Okay. This next one uses, so it's all LFO1 right here, the step random. This next modulation slot is LFO2. So that's changing this top layer, or top modulator. And then these last two are LFO3. We got the algorithm changing. This is only affected by the modulation wheel here. How much the LFO affects the algorithm. step random. And then, that's weird, the native calls it a different name than the random LFOs in the hardware. And then finally the filter cutoff. So now we have the notes happening. And this is just affecting this top row, or the second row. And the motion sequence is off, so once you turn this on, and bring in the bottom layer, which is the synth. So here's just the synth. And then if we turn on OP3 level, we'll turn on the volume of this one. And then this is affecting the pitch of 6, the top modulator. So it's basically the setup for all the modulation. You can run a little bit more algorithm changes here. You can see that the motion sequence isn't really that complex. It's mostly linear changes. Only a couple logarithmic changes. And there's only 2 slots. This one isn't really as crazy with tempo or algorithm changes or anything like that. And then I like to mess with the global attack and decay. Then it gets real freaky. So, one thing I didn't cover though was the envelopes. They're all pretty standard. The synth sound is pretty sharp hit, while the second carrier has a bit more of an attack on it. But I think that's being modulated. Yeah, the attack time is being modulated. It also, this patch relies heavy on pitch from envelope 1. So it gives it the snap at the beginning of the sounds, and it makes it pretty percussive. As far as pitch goes as well, these are all basic FM on all of these. So you can see they're all FM, there's no whatever. What does the OPSIX call it? Altered FM. There's no altered FM going on. This is just standard FM. Here you can see the different waveforms. Sine wave, the 8-bit regular sine, HD saw, additive saw, and then a couple of regular sines. Also, there's no keyboard splits at all. It's all just running on one patch. They're not really... So the sounds aren't layered separately. They're all kind of running together. And that's why when you modulate the algorithm, different operators are affecting each other in different ways, which gives it more of a fluid, lively sound. think what else is happening here. Here's the filter, the MS-20 filter, so it's got a little bit more noisiness and chaos to it, and it's got a chorus, exciter, and finally shimmer, reverb. And then on the globals, there's not really any overall like operator 6 feedback, but there is, where is it in here? Yeah, there's plenty of feedback on all the oscillators, most of the oscillators. That's what gives it a lot of the digital aliasing. The last thing I just wanted to point out about the sequencer is when you're doing the motion sequencer on the hardware, if the sequence is playing, the bottom 3 rows or the bottom 3 knobs, they get covered up by the shapes of the sequence. So that can lead you to not see that there's many targets for the modulation. I know that's when I first moved the second row of knobs, that's when I started to find that I could assign things to like the algorithm and the tempo. Start back up. Just want to thank everyone for the positive feedback about the FM sequence video I posted on YouTube. I know everybody's pretty excited to get their OPSIXs that they bought for cheap, and hopefully nobody's having trouble getting those shipped in. It's just really cool how everyone's excited about this machine at the moment. So I'm going to put the sequences from the video, including this sequence, up on my Gumroad. My Gumroad's called Machine Aura. There's a link in the description. These will be pay what you want, free for now. I'm probably going to work on a collection of sequences, and until then, you can grab these there. Any support is greatly appreciated. I'm hoping to pick up this OPSIX native so I don't have to keep restarting the demo, and that'll give me some time to really dig in and work on some patches on my computer. It's a whole different way of viewing the synthesizer, and it's pretty cool to see the architecture in that way. So if you're watching this video and you don't have an OPSIX, you should download OPSIX native and play around with it. You can download these patches and play around with them. I think it's really fun to try and make interesting patches as fast as I can before the 20-minute runs out. You can record those, get crazy with it. So thanks again, everybody.